Hello, I'm Get the Cans, and I just got back from vacation. Well, not everybody can get a vacation, of course. There's always the hardworking folks who work over the holidays, and of course the more dedicated individuals who are working for Scientology. If dedicated is the right word for it. There's a bunch of stuff coming up on my screen. Stupid. Anyways, the one thing that happens over the holidays is, well, what is, for at least for what I think the holidays is for, is the families get together and they spend some time together and they talk amongst each other and they catch up on, times that they weren't always there for. Parents talking to their kids, taking care of their grandkids, that kind of thing. How has school been going, And that's pretty much, what I did. I went back home and I stayed with my dad and my new stepmom and caught up on their lives and, learned pretty much what I was missing out on while I was basically living out here on my own. And it becomes easy to forget exactly how other people out there might not necessarily have what you have. I mean, you might not think much of, going to visit your friends or to visit your family, but, it's not always easy for the people who are stuck on the inside of Scientology. And those people who first start may have, some say in the matter, was they go to the org and they don't go to the org. But as the pressure builds up, eventually they cut ties with these people and spend their time entirely engrossed in whatever it is Scientology demands of them. So they don't have the option to just go down the street and see their family or, spend a couple weeks time off. So it's pitiful, in a way that a corporation would, parade itself around as this beacon for humanity and at the same time deny people their ability to be human, to socialize, and to connect with their family in any meaningful way at all. Now, the one thing that Scientology likes to, or at least from what I have seen, the one thing that Scientology likes to do is they like to basically say that that you're not really related to your family because you're a soul who is not actually attached to your body. Your body's related to your parents, but you're actually an individual entity. That's one of their so-called beliefs. They like to say that they have a lot of beliefs in order to try to justify their position on them trying to be a religion, but that's a separate issue. But the thing is, even if you were a Scientologist in there and you actually believe that, the thing is, you're still human, even if you don't believe you are part of your human body. There are still needs that you need to address, and going to more auditing is not going to substitute visiting your family and basically catching up on all the moments you're missing. And there's a lot of important stuff that you can be missing over the course of a year, and and then around Christmas time is usually when people get together and can spend time with one another. And no matter how much they're buried in their work, you still need to call home once in a while. Your parents miss you, even if they're not related to you. It's a human thing, and I know you like to think that you're above being human, or Scientology's beliefs are defined such that anyone who really believes in it believes that they are above being a human. But the thing is, you still exist in this world, whether you want to believe you're a supernatural being or not. And because you exist in this world, you exist as a human in this world. And it is my belief that human beings are naturally social, in that they would not be able to survive without being human. Take, for example, being on a desert island. You have two people there, First they get along, and then slowly over time they grow to hate each other's guts. Now, that's a pretty bad situation. They might actually get along, for all I know, but for this example, I'm just saying the worst case scenario, they hate each other's guts. And now you're stuck on an island, one of you, Or if you were one of them, you hate this other person and they hate you more than anything in the entire world. But you know what? If you were stuck on that island by yourself, chances are extremely likely that you would probably go insane. You'd start hallucinating. Your mind would break itself down, and it would probably create phantoms for you to interact with. Why? Because you are a human being, and I believe, at least I'm being led to believe by the experiences in my life, that human beings are naturally social. So when you start to break down connections between people, even if they are people that you absolutely detest and hate more than anything, or if they're people that, you once cared about or still care about but don't show it, or any other combination of whatever, that something happens to you, and it's not a good thing. It's not healthy, it's not right, it's not necessary. And even if you believe that you're a Scientologist and you're above, being a family, whatever, the people that, your non-Scientologist family members aren't Scientologists, they care about you, they miss you. You're hurting them by not having anything to do with them anymore. And if you're supposed to be, the new thing for the, supposed to be helping the world and leading by example and all that stuff out there, are you really doing a good example by hurting the people who trusted you and who were the closest to you before you got into Scientology? Your best friends, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, whoever it might be? And did you ever think that maybe perhaps that if, say for example, they disagreed with you being in Scientology, that there may have been genuine concerns and not simply any fabricated ones, that Scientology may have told you that they are this and they are this and they are this, or even better, the text says they are this and they are this or they are this or whatever, that they're being suppressive or whatever. Those people that you were closest to were closest to you for a reason. It's probably because you trusted them and they trust you. They wouldn't say anything or object to anything that you did unless they thought that they were trying to do it in your best interest because they care about you. And when these times roll around, the holidays and all that, I really am thankful that I still have a family that I can go back to, people that I can talk to and people that I can hang out with, and it's basically a life. If I didn't have them, I don't know what I would do. Even if I would have $1 million and a big house and a nice yacht, in a dock somewhere or whatever, and had everything that I could possibly ever want. If I didn't have like a family, what would be the point? What would be the point? To wake up every day, have everything you want, and be alone. I would go insane. I would think that anybody in their right mind would be out of their mind. Some people, there's always the exception, they might actually be happy being that way, but generally, as a norm, most people are social creatures. So this time of year, I don't know, maybe some part of some of the people that are still inside still remember what it's like to get together with families and, like real families, not, above, high on the tone scale families where you're celebrating Scientology, not, being happy, being each other's, some camaraderie, some real friendship where you're actually friends. You're not just Scientologists together, Wonder if they actually feel maybe a bit nostalgic of the way things used to be before they got into Scientology, before things start really piling up. It makes me think, and at the same time, it also kind of depresses me a little to think that there are people out there that don't have something that is so basically human. But I think that's all I need to say for now. But thanks for listening again, and I'm sorry for not getting a video out, but I've been really, really tired for these past few days. And yeah, so see you around.